has now warned the Kerala government on the COVID situation. The Health Secretary has written to Kerala government warning them over non-compliance of COVID protocol in the state. The centre says multiple potential super spreader events are taking place in the state. So you have the Union Health Secretary who is now written to the Kerala government given the COVID cases that are constantly on the rise in the state. Remember, Kerala has now become the first state in the last 50 days to report over 20,000 fresh COVID cases in just one day. So major spot infections that has taken place in the state of Kerala, and now Union Health Secretary expressing concerns over the same. He's written to the Kerala government and has said several super spreader events are taking place, and that might just be contributing to the situation, the COVID situation in the state of Kerala. So you have the numbers spiraling in the state. India, though, recording close to 42,948 COVID cases. You have 20,000 odd cases being reported from Kerala itself on a daily basis. Ashwin, my colleague, is joining us with more details. Ashwin, take us through the figure that we're looking at. Why, the number in Kerala is increasing on a daily basis at a time when we're looking at a decline in most parts of the country. Ashwin, if you can hear me now, the centre is expressing concern over the situation, the COVID situation in the state of Kerala, with the Health Secretary writing to the Kerala government. Help us understand the situation on ground. Why is it out of hand when the entire country is looking at a decline in the daily number of cases?
Absolutely, the number of COVID cases in the state is alarming because, yes, in the last 24 hours, the total number of cases has in fact peaked to over 21,000. And for
Ashwin, I'm going to have to interrupt you there. We have Dr. Sanjeev Bagai joining us on the phone line, and then I'll come back to you. Dr. Bagai, you've been speaking to us all throughout the second wave of COVID-19 as well, and we're all extremely careful. We are making sure that we go about this in the right way. Now you have the Health Secretary writing to the Kerala government, given that we're looking at a record 20,000 cases on a daily basis in the state, and that at a time when relatively in most parts of the country we're looking at a daily decline.
Yeah, good evening. I think this is complete callousness and irresponsible behavior of these states. And I will go to a very formal extent of saying that the chief ministers of these states are culpably liable, legally liable for causing death, misery, pain, and further surge of this number of cases. There is no question that Kerala is contributing to almost 50% of the new cases. And knowing fully well that the Delta variant is rampant all over the world, we know that this is 1,260 times more infectious, 70 times more transmissible. We know that COVID can spread 60 feet and beyond. And for them to give relaxation absurdly, unscientifically, disobeying all national and international norms for 3 days, this appeasement politically or for religious reasons is nothing short of a man-made disaster. And I think India is going to suffer for it. India is suffering for it. How many more doctors need to lose their lives? Is 1,650 doctors not enough for these chief ministers to open their eyes? 4.2 lakh people have died. Is this not enough for them to open their eyes? I think they are legally and morally responsible, and they should forgo their post permanently and be away from all public jobs.
Many thanks, Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, there for expressing, your concerns, because this becomes extremely important given what we're looking at in the state of Kerala. We're also being joined by the IMA President, Dr. Jay Jayalal, who's joining us on the phone line. Sir, thank you for taking out your time. We've been taking in a word from you also all throughout. And like Dr. Bagai was pointing out, he seemed extremely angry at what we're looking at in a state like Kerala, because it only goes on to explain how we seem to have not learnt our lessons right from the second wave. We cannot afford to do this. We cannot afford what we faced in the second wave.
Yeah, absolutely. It is again painful for us to note that it is not coming unexpectedly. It has been well known. There was a lot of indicators, and this is going to happen. That has been warned also. Both the organization, association, all the good-minded people have said this is going to happen when you are going for such a relaxation in your country. So it is the government has not responded appropriately, so they are reaping the results. But unfortunately, India being a federal country, But I mean, we are not, when one state is doing a mistake, the effect can be seen in all other states, the neighboring states, and even the extent the virus, especially the Delta variant, can spread to other parts. So there must be some strong control on this to happen. Not only they are allowing this relaxation for the religious functions, they are also conducting offline examination for all the sectors, which is not needed at this moment. For the engineering, for the art college, everywhere against the norms, and they are conducting the examination. Thousands of students and thousands of students are coming together, and that's all being a potential resource for development of this disease. Some norms should be every state should follow. Otherwise, it is going to be a catastrophe. And we strongly condemn such attitude, and we request and appeal to the government. Please listen to the experts, medical experts, and the epidemiologists' advice, and change your pathway. It is not the time for a prestige looking. It is a time of life and death. So we need to show something concretely to show that we are curtailing this disease at all costs. When we are getting prepared for the third wave, also to face it very positively. This is a effort the government has to do consciously at this moment.
Yes, and we can't delay the process. We have to act in time. Dr. Jailal, thank you for taking out your time and speaking to us. Ashwin, I had to cut you short. We spoke to our doctors there, both of whom expressing concerns at this point in time and what's going on in Kerala. Help us understand the ground situation. As of today, you have this state recording almost 50% of the cases nationwide.
That's right, because in the last 6 weeks, the average number of cases has been between 10,000 and 15,000. Number one, that's a cause of worry. Number two, the total number of test positivity rate has been between 10% and 13%, when the rest of the country, it is very, very less. So that is again the second point of concern. Third, the number of total cases are not coming down, despite all the policies that are being implemented in the state, where it has been condemned by the Supreme Court themselves. It has been condemned by the IMA. The unscientific methods have been condemned even by various doctors from across the state as well as the opposition. But even now, I'm right now at the floor of the House. Above me, the Legislative Assembly is going on. Even now, the government is defending the fact that everything that is happening in Kerala is picture perfect. And that is what just a while ago, even the minister has told the floor of the House. So that is how it is right now. But Kerala numbers are definitely worrying, and it is definitely worrying for the nation as whole.
It's a worrying picture indeed, and hence you have the Health Secretary now writing a letter to the Kerala government. Let's see what happens next, and if the state is able to really bring the situation under control. A big no to these super spreader events is what the centre is perhaps trying to convey. Thank you, Ashwin. We leave it at that for the moment. A short break here. Up next, getting you